Hello, my lovely audience. Welcome to Time with your beloved midwife, Kenneth. Hi, I am glad that we've met again to continue our discussion on the female reproductive system. During our last episode, we discussed the cervix, which is an internal organ. And so today, we are moving deeper into another internal organ. I know you can't wait. I cannot wait as well. And so to be part of this beautiful family where we learn together, have fun, vibe, and promote our health, you already know what to do. I mean the ritual. Kindly subscribe to the channel, like and share the videos, leave your comments, tap on the notification bell, and click on the video cards as well. If you are a newcomer, you are welcome. I love you all. Mwah! To the topic for discussion, the uterus. Did you know that we have the pregnant uterus and the non-pregnant uterus, and they are not the same? If you aren't pregnant, you have a non-pregnant uterus, but if you are pregnant, you have a pregnant uterus. Today we would throw more light on a non-pregnant uterus. The situation of the uterus. This uterus lies in the true pelvis. The true pelvis is in between the pelvic inlet and the pelvic outlet. That is where the uterus is situated, and it is in an anteverted and anteflexed position. Get a better understanding on the position. I already discussed it when we were discussing the vagina. It is into details, so if you haven't watched that video, kindly visit the video on the vagina to get the understanding very well. Its actual position is variable since it is dependent on how greatly the bladder and to a lesser extent the rectum is distended. The shape of the uterus. The shape of the uterus resembles that of an English pear. Yes, English pear. We have types of pear, particularly the English pear. The size of the uterus. When we're discussing the cervix, I made mention that the cervix forms part of the uterus, but they perform different functions, so they have to be dealt with separately. And we got to realize that the uterus is bigger or larger than the cervix. So today we shall know the size so that we do the comparison very well. Regarding the size of the uterus, it is approximately 57 grams in weight, and when we take the length, it is 7.5 cm long, and the cervix is 2.5 cm long. And so you see, the uterus is by far bigger than the cervix, and it is 5 cm wide and 2.5 cm thick. Gross structure or the microscopic structure of the uterus. This is made up of about 5 parts. We have the cervix. Yes, it forms the lower third of the uterus, and we have already discussed it during our last episode. We have the entails. We made mention of the entails when we were discussing the cervix. Now we are going into detail. The entails is the narrowed constriction about 7 millimeters thick, lying between the body of the uterus and the cervix. Yes, the cervix. We have the corpus or the body, and this forms the upper 2/3 of the uterus, and it is that portion of the organ lying above the cervix. We also have the conua. Yes, the conua. It's actually 2, and the conua are the areas of the uterus where the fallopian tubes are inserted. The lumen of the tubes open into the uterine cavity. We have the fundus. The fundus is the portion lying above and between the conua. Lastly, the cavity, and this is the triangular shaped potential hollow in the center of the organ. The walls of the uterus normally lie in a position. All of us have one way or the other find ourselves in the cavity of the uterus. Yes, that is where we all grew up. Microscopic structure of the uterus. We have the endometrium. The endometrium is a mucous membrane lying with sensory activity. There is something special about the endometrium. Let me enlighten you on it. During menstruation, it is shed as far as the basal layer and is renewed on average every 28 days from the menarche to the menopause. Yes. Next is the myometrium. Myometrium is the muscle layer which makes up the chief bulk of the uterus during the period of active sexual life. Lastly, we have the peritoneum or the perimetrium, and this covers the uterus quite smoothly and almost entirely. Posteriorly, peritoneum forms the pouch of Douglas. Now let's head straight into the support of the uterus. Just as we discussed the support of the cervix, the uterus also has its own. First, we have the round ligament, then the broad ligament. Then we also have the cardinal ligament, the pubocervical ligament, and the uterosacral ligament. Remember, the cardinal ligaments, pubocervical ligaments, and the uterosacral ligaments are also the support of the cervix. They also form the support of the uterus. They share something in common. And these supports of the uterus, most especially the cardinal ligament, the pubocervical ligament, and the uterosacral ligament, when they overstretch, it results in prolapse of the uterus. It goes back to the fact that you need to plan the number of children you want to have, and it should correlate with your age and your growth so that you do not overstretch these ligaments to predispose you into suffering from prolapse of the uterus. Functions of the uterus. 1. The uterus prepare a bed, beautiful bed, for the fertilized ovum. 2. The uterus nourish the fertilized ovum for the gestation period. 3. The uterus expels the product of conception at full term. We were all expelled. And lastly, the uterus involute following childbirth. It goes back to its normal size. This is all about the uterus, and this is where time will permit us to end our discussion on the non-pregnant uterus. It is very interesting learning about the female reproductive system, and I know that you've learned a lot. Kindly promote your health, get me more subscribers so that this family will become solid each day but forever. I love you all. I'm so grateful for sticking and staying with me. We shall meet again. Take good care of yourselves. Bye. Mwah.